In today's video, Sanctioned hunters combat murderous misanthropes in the shattered ruins of a war-torn city as we test drive Urban Manhunt, the miniatures game. Hi everybody, it's Lee from SkirmishWargames.com. Welcome to the channel. Today we'll be test driving Urban Manhunt, a dystopian tabletop miniatures game from Spectrum Games. It's kind of like Escape from New York meets Running Man. And if you'd like some more information on it, I've put a link in the video description below. Urban Manhunt is set in the year 2049, decades after the Second American Civil War. Ruined cities have been turned into gigantic penal colonies, where all criminals, from mass murderers to shoplifters, are incarcerated for life. There is one way out of a hellish prison city, though. Inmates can volunteer to participate in Urban Manhunt, the wildly popular televised event where flamboyant and deadly hunters dispatch criminals in the ruins of a former metropolis. Any crims that survive an Urban Manhunt match are granted a full pardon, while those that don't at least get their 15 minutes of fame. Players create custom hunters using point values to determine stats, weapons, special rules, and momentum options, which are basically special abilities you can activate using momentum points accrued during the game. Gameplay takes place in the Zone, a walled-off portion of a prison city. Criminals enter the Zone through tubes, here numbered 1 through 5, and are controlled by the game using cards that are flipped up at the beginning of each turn. The game also uses random event cards that affect the match in unexpected and often unpleasant ways. Hunters are strictly forbidden from attacking each other, but beyond that, they're free to run amok in the Zone, dispatching criminals in the most dynamic and entertaining ways possible. Victory points are awarded for every wrongdoer they kill, with bonus points awarded for style and showmanship. Hunters can earn additional points, as well as valuable items from the 3 supply pods located here, here, and here. Gameplay is pretty simple once you grasp the game's card and dice mechanics, but as always, take what we're doing here with a grain of salt. It's quite likely we'll be making some gameplay errors along the way, so forgive us in advance. We try our best. Also, Urban Manhunt is meant to be played on a 4x4 or larger map with 2 to 4 players. We're playing an abbreviated 2-hunter game on a 3x3 mat with a fewer number of cards just to move things along, so this will be like an independent match broadcast on a regional cable channel rather than a big national event. We'll explain all the rules as we go, but before we begin the match, let's go live to the pre-game show and meet today's hunters. Okay, the 2 hunters competing in today's game are Deacon Wrath right here and Urban, the Steel Menace. Deacon Wrath is exceptional at fighting, athletics, and pizzazz. Not that great at shooting, which is why he has a flamethrower, which has automatic hit. He also has a sword. He's a weapons expert, has 1 point of armor, and has a special ability, Fear Me, to try to scare criminals when they're charging him. So Lynn, tell us a little bit about Urban, the Steel Menace.
He's going to try to stay out of the fray because he's mostly a marksman with hard hitting on his laser blaster. Although if he does get into close combat, he does have fists of lead.
All right, so he can throw a few jabs if he has to.
Yes, but he chooses to stay out of it if he can.
All right, very good. So as I mentioned earlier, a lot of the game mechanics are controlled by these cards, so the game actually dictates how the various criminals are going to react once they come out of the tubes. So we have some control cards. One of these is flipped over every turn to kind of determine how the criminals are going to react. This is the criminal cards themselves. Those will be kind of drawn randomly when they come out of the tubes. And these are the special event cards. They kind of cause random events out of the blue, so we're not exactly sure what sort of chaos they're going to cause, but they will have some sort of impact on the game, probably in unfortunate ways. So in Urban Manhunt, the number of criminals in the zone is going to be the number of hunters plus 2. That's the max. Of course, they get whittled down over time, and then new ones come out of the tubes. So we're going to start by drawing 4 cards, placing them on 4 of the tubes. We'll kind of generate those at random, and then we'll draw our first control card, and we'll get on with the game. Okay, so Urban, the Steel Menace, is going to start from this corner.
He likes that it's comfortable.
Yeah, so that's the entry point, and of course the criminals are not allowed to go in there. I think there's landmines and vicious dogs and electrified wire and all kinds of things to keep them out of there. So you're starting way over on that corner of the board, and Deacon Wrath will be starting on this side of the table on the opposite corner. And when the time comes, they'll both enter the zone, and the criminals will come out of the tubes, and we'll see what happens. We're not allowed to shoot at each other, but we're still rivals, so we're just going to try to do some one-upmanship and see how many heads we can put on a spike. We're going to start by drawing the top 4 criminal cards, and we're going to roll to see which tube they don't use this first turn, because we're only using 4 tubes. So if I get a 6, we'll roll again. Otherwise, whatever number will be the tube that doesn't have a criminal.
3.
3. So tube 3 right in the center. That's right here. Is not going to have a criminal. Otherwise, the other 4 are going to get a card.
So let's see who we have.
All right, flip them over.
So we've got the Petty Crook.
Here is one Petty Crook.
Second one is the Pistol Packing Hoodlum.
A Pistol Packing Hoodlum.
Who do we got on the next one?
This one here is a Cheap Thug.
Oh no, not the scary clown.
Not the clown. And this one here is another Petty Crook. So these are just low-level criminals so far. So yeah, I guess we're going to ease into it. All right, I'm going to make a Pizzazz roll. Pizzazz is basically charisma and showmanship all rolled into one. So 8, 6, and 7, and a 10. So anything over a 6 is considered a success. So that's 4 successes. This black die here is, that's called the impact die. So we're going to roll that quite frequently during the game as we're trying to do certain things. If we get a 1 on the impact die, it's generally really bad. And a 10 is generally really good. And we'll explain those effects as they come up. But for now, I have 4 successes on my Pizzazz. And your Pizzazz is only 3.
Yeah, I don't have quite as much flair as you do. And
Okay, so
I
you
got 2, so you get initiative.
All right. Now you could have tied me if you'd gotten a 10 on your impact die, because that could have been 2 successes. Okay, so I'm player 1.
So we need a control card first.
Yeah, first thing we do is draw a control card. So this will be more important later in the game, but basically the control card says pod 1 is restocked, irrelevant because all the pods start stocked. First player draws 2 event cards. That's me. So I'm going to draw 2 cards. I'm going to show you this one. So some of the cards are designated as a keeper. So I get to keep this, set it aside, and use it when I want. And the second one is also a keeper. So I'll set that aside and use it when the time comes.
You seem to have better luck with the cards. I usually get the bad luck cards.
Well, I guess it's all randomized. We don't know what the fates have in store for us. So we start out with the hunter phase. So my hunter is going to do his 2 actions. Then Lynn's hunter will do her 2 actions. And then it's the criminal phase. And so we look at the criminal's card and compare it to the control card. And that'll kind of determine what each criminal is going to do. Whether they're going to flee, charge, shoot, attack, hide, whatever. So that's how that will go. So each hunter gets 2 actions. Okay, so for my first action, I think I'm going to shoot my flamethrower at this crazy clown here, since he's standing right in front of me on a tube. So the way cover works in this game is you have to hug cover. So if that clown was within 1 inch of that wall, he would get cover. As it is, he doesn't. So I'm going to go ahead and shoot my flamethrower. And actually, my flamethrower ignores cover anyway. Now, the bad side of the flamethrower is that it can be depleted. So if I roll a 1 on the control die, it'll be out of fuel, and I'll have to go to a pod to restock. The other bad thing is that it kind of has a 3-inch radius, so that if a hunter is within the effect radius, I can't shoot it because I can't singe another hunter.
Or if you are that close.
Or if I'm that close. We kind of added that rule ourselves, so I can't be within 3 inches because I don't want to be standing in my own napalm burst. So anyway, Deacon Wrath is going to go ahead and shoot the flamethrower at the crazy clown. So even though I don't have to roll to hit, I still have to roll to see if the napalm tanks get depleted. So a 1 would be bad. An 8, so I'm fine. So let's take a look at the crazy clown here. He's representing a cheap thug. So the cheap thug has 4 wounds. Defense is irrelevant because he got hit with a flamethrower. The flamethrower has a damage of 3, so a potential of 3 wounds. If I get a 6 or above on any of these dice, that counts as a success. So 1 success, and that's really good. So that counts as 2 successes because that's on the impact die. Plus I get a free momentum, which is kind of like adrenaline, getting hyped up, you know, starting to make things happen. So you're all motivated. So I get 1 momentum point, and I'm going to take 2 successes. So that's 2 successes, 3 successes. His wounds are 4, so he's down to 1 wound. So the clown is kind of singed, and since that worked so well, I'm going to do that again. So roll for depletion. Oh, still got some napalm left, that's good. And then 3 dice of damage. And 1 success, which was enough, so I incinerated the clown. So the clown's point value as a cheap thug is only 6. He's worth 6 victory points, but I also get to roll for Pizzazz, which is 4 dice because I have Pizzazz of 4, and get to add any successes to the point value. So 1, 2, 2. So total point value for killing that clown of 8. And the world is now short 1 homicidal clown. All right, that is my Hunter's 2 actions. Now we move on to the Steel Menace.
And just like our crazy clown, the petty crook is in my line of fire. I've got a range of 10 inches, so he is in that range.
So this is a petty crook, and he's actually 1 step down from the cheap thug, right?
I think they're about even. No, I think the petty crook is only worth 5 points.
Yeah, so he's not even a cheap thug.
He's not even a cheap thug.
He's a petty crook. Got caught for stealing a Twinkie, and now he's in the zone.
So I have marksmanship, so I get to upgrade 2 of my dice. And he gets 5 dice for his attack.
So your shooting attack is 5, and because you have marksmanship, you get to upgrade 2 of your dice to D12s. And you still have to get a 6+ for success.
And what's his defense? 1.
So his defense is only 1. You got to get at least 1 success.
I got 4.
So you got 3 additional successes. So you get to add those to your damage.
Which is 3. So I get to roll 6 dice.
So the petty crook has wounds of 3, so you're going to roll 6 dice because some of those rolled over, and
Ooh,
okay.
Cool. I get 1 momentum for that.
You do 3 wounds, so the petty crook now has a big laser hole in his chest.
And then I get to roll for pizzazz.
Roll for some pizzazz. And no pizzazz.
No pizzazz.
It was
I'm
a fairly
not very
mundane.
pizzazzy.
Fairly mundane assassination.
So 5 points.
5 points for a petty crook.
So our petty crook bit the dust.
Yeah. Comes up the tube, sees a flash of red light, and that's the end of him. Okay, so now it's the criminal phase. There's only 2 criminals left on the board. We're going to look at the control card to determine what they do.
So the pistol-packing hooligan has typical demeanor, which means they're going to shoot at the closest hunter if possible.
Pistol-packing hooligan has a range of 10. So it looks like not going to be in range
of either one.
Of anybody right this moment.
So if they can't shoot, what does it say they do?
So she's out of range to shoot, so she's got to seek cover instead. So basically we try to choose what most likely they would do, and I'm guessing...
Because all 3 of those things are pretty close.
I guess I would go back like here. Do you think?
Yep.
Could go to the center, but...
then they're going closer to all the hunters.
Yeah. So she's going to run back by the debris pile and take cover over there.
So the petty crook also has typical demeanor. And in his case, when you go to the number 2, he's going to charge at the closest hunter he can see.
Right. Building is blocking line of sight, so he's going to charge this way toward Deacon Wrath. But they ignore difficult terrain because they're used to scrambling through the urban wasteland to try to survive. What's his movement?
His movement is 6 inches.
Okay. So he is going to...
just make it over the wall.
Yeah.
And then he goes another 4 inches since he's not engaged.
Yeah. So if he makes a charge and doesn't hit an opponent, then he can charge another 4 inches. Once you put him right about there. What is he? Is he a petty crook?
He is a petty crook.
He's got moxie. Okay, so that is the end of the crim phase. In fact, that's the end of the turn.
That is the end of the turn. So now we switch initiative.
Okay, so now you get the first player chip.
So 2 criminals were eliminated in that phase.
A petty crook and a cheap thug went down, and there's another petty crook that's charging to glory, and then the pistol-packing hooligan is hiding in the junk pile. New control card.
So the new control card is Pod 3 is restocked. It's already there. No event cards are drawn. And place 2 crims, which we can do.
Okay, we're down to 2. We can place 2 more for max.
Let's see. So one's going to come up in tube 1.
So roll that again. Tube 5, way in the back. Okay, tube 5 has another cheap thug. And what's on tube 1?
The crazy outlaw.
The crazy outlaw. Who's got
course.
dynamite? Since the crowds demanded it, we have delivered 1 crazy outlaw. And he's pretty close to Jorgen the Steel Hunter.
Yep.
Jorgen, it's time to get crazy.
Ooh, he's got 5 wounds, too.
So you're the first player, so what's Urban the Steel Menace going to do in the hunter phase?
Urban is going to shoot at the crazy outlaw.
Okay.
Because I don't really want to get hit with any dynamite.
So yeah, he's a range of about 9. And what's your range on
10.
your blaster? 10, so you're well in range.
So again, he gets 5 dice for his shoot attack, and his defense is 3.
Yeah,
Ouch.
Crazy Outlaw's got some defense.
I got 3.
All right. So
we're
you were
good
successful. You did
Yep.
a successful laser blast.
there. Now I get to roll 3 for damage.
And nothing.
Uh-oh. This is
No
not looking
damage.
good.
Apparently your laser blast was deflected by his suspenders.
Apparently.
Okay.
We're gonna,
Oh, for your second action, you're going to shoot again.
we're gonna try again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So
Okay.
4.
4 successes.
So I get to roll 4 dice instead of 3 since I had 1 X surplus.
Right.
And I got 3 damage on him.
3 damage.
So he has 2 left.
All right. Okay, so that's your hunter phase. Here's my hunter phase. Okay, so he's going to move, so he gets a base movement of 4. Then he's going to roll athletics roll to add to that. And 3 successes, so he can move up to 7 inches. He may not need that. Like right about there. So he's come out of his bunker, he's moved up, and he's going to fire the Redeemer, the flamethrower, at the Petty Crook. So it hits automatically, and then does 3 dice of damage. 3 wounds on the Petty Crook. And I did 1. So that brings him down to 2. And that is my hunter phase.
All right. Now we do the criminal phase. Let's see what he does since he's up there.
Okay, Petty Crook has typical demeanor.
So he's
Which-
going to do the number 3.
Number 3, seek cover or hide. Okay, according to the rules, if a criminal is already charging and he gets a seek cover result on his actions, he's going to keep charging.
So he's going to charge up and attack here.
Yeah, he's going to charge up and attack Deacon Wrath. So
Because he definitely is within 6 inches.
his movement is 6. He's speedy. So he charges up, and because he gets there in 1 turn,
He attacks.
he gets to attack. His fight is 1, his damage is 2. So I have to roll, my defense is 3, so I have to roll 3 dice and get at least 1 success. Yeah,
Which you did.
which I did. So he does a flurry of blows with a piece of wood he picked up off the ground and was not successful. So that is the Petty Crook.
Okay, so the next one that's closest to someone, let's do the crazy outlaw. So he is aggressive, so that's a number 2. So he's going to shoot on a 1 to 5 and seek cover on a 6 to 10. He got a 5, so he's going to shoot. Range is 8 inches, so he's not in range.
Yep, he is out of range.
So that means he charges then?
It says, should the crim have an aggressive demeanor, it takes a charge rather than seek cover. Okay, so if he was a Petty Crook, he would seek cover, but because he's aggressive, he is going to charge.
So he moves 6 inches. And then he moves another 4, right?
Right.
But he can't go in there. But he goes right up.
Okay, so he charged right in. He took his charge movement plus his charge bonus, and now he's right at the doorway of your bunker.
But he can't attack till next time.
Yep, but he can't attack till next time. So, one crazy outlaw gets right in your face. Okay, next we have the pistol-packing hooligan.
The pistol-packing hooligan has typical demeanor, which on here is a number 3. So they seek cover on a 1 to 7 or fire on an 8 to 10.
All right.
So it's a 3, so they're going to seek cover. What do they do if they're already in cover?
Well, let's
They
see.
just stay?
Would they like to get more cover? I think they probably would kind of just tuck in there for maximum cover. Is that what you would do?
That's what I would do.
All right, so tucking in for maximum cover for the pistol-packing hooligan.
And then the last one, I think, is way over there. The cheap thug is aggressive, so he is number 2, which is charge.
Okay, so this is actually some sort of a homicidal runaway. So she's going to charge, and since Deacon Wrath is in line of sight, she's going to charge that way. What's her movement?
Her movement is 6.
Okay. About there, and then another 4. Okay, yeah. Deacon Wrath is meeting some new friends, and you're meeting some new friends over on your side, too.
Yes. Only mine are a little crazier than yours.
So yeah, it's a crazy outlaw, and he's coming with a housewarming gift, an exploding pie.
So let's see what the evilness will be on the next control card.
So this is turn 3?
This is turn 3. So no pods are restocked, no event cards are drawn. Place 3 crims, but we can't because we already have 4.
We're at max criminality right now.
Yes.
Okay.
So you go first.
So Deacon Wrath is engaged. He could try to disengage, but then the petty crook could be able to hit him as he backed up. So I think I can handle a petty crook. I think we're just going to do some sword play with the terrible swift sword against the petty crook. So the petty crook has a defense of 1. I have a fight of 4 with my sword, so I need 1 success. And I didn't get it. I didn't get 1.
Gonna try again?
So yeah, we're gonna try again. And 3. I got 3 successes.
So now you do your damage roll.
Yeah, now I do the damage roll. His damage is 3 with the sword.
And how many extra did you have?
Okay, so I needed 1 success. I got 3, so that means I get 2 extra dice on my damage roll, which normally would be 3, but is now 5. He has 3 wounds and only 2 left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds.
So that's 3 extra.
Yeah, I got some extra. I got 3 extra, so I get to add those to my Pizzazz roll to see if I dispatched him in a spectacular fashion. And 2. So the petty crook normally has a value of 5. I get to add 2 because there was some sword play, some flourishing, and so now he's got a value of 7. So, plus I get a momentum. I have dispatched 2 criminals, and I have a total of 15 victory points. And you've dispatched 1 criminal.
For 5, because I have no pizzazz.
Because it was a clean shot. Okay, so your hunter is actually engaged with a crazy outlaw back here in the bunker.
Which is not good for me because my fists are wimpy.
Now what you could do though
is I can try to disengage.
You could try to disengage. All right, so you're disengaging with the crazy outlaw, and normally you'd have to make a roll to see if you could get away without him, stabbing you on the way out. But you have a momentum skill. You can spend momentum and disengage at will.
Yes, it cost me 1 momentum and I have 2, so I think I'm going to use that. So I can move 6.
Okay.
And we're going to try
slipped
to
away.
shoot him.
And your shoot die, you get 5 shoot dice plus 2 are upgraded, right?
Mm-hmm. So I get a momentum, and that's 3, so that's even.
Okay, so you were successful.
Mm-hmm. And I got 1 more.
1 success. You did 1, so he's down to 1, but at least you're out of the bunker.
Now it's the crim phase. You get to decide since it's your...
Well, should we just do the crazy outlaw and get him out of the way? Okay, so the crazy outlaw has aggressive demeanor, and so he is going to shoot according to the control card. His shoot skill is 2. He's got dynamite, range 8, accuracy -1, damage 4. If the hunter rolls a 10 for defense, the crazy outlaw is removed from the zone. No points are awarded because he explodes. Okay, so the crazy outlaw is throwing dynamite. He has a shoot of 2, but accuracy -1, so you get to upgrade one of your defense dice to a d12. So you need 2 successes. And you got him.
Okay, that's it for the crazy outlaw.
That's the crazy outlaw.
We've also got a pistol packing hoodlum and a cheap thug.
Okay, pistol packing hooligan has typical demeanor.
They're going to shoot.
They're going to shoot if anyone's in range, but no one's in range. So, as we checked last time, they're just going to seek cover. I guess they're still in cover.
Yeah.
All right. Probably a wise way to run out the clock is just find some cover and lock and load, stand there. So that's the hooligan.
Now we've got the cheap thug.
And finally...
they were charging, so they stay charging,
The
right?
cheap thug, yeah. So the cheap thug was charging last turn, so she's going to keep charging this turn and charge into Deacon Wrath. And because she's within her movement, she's going to attack. Fight of 2. My defense is 3, so I need 2 successes. And I got him. I got 3. No cheap thuggery for me.
No.
Okay, so that is the end of the criminal phase. That is the end of the turn. You are now the first player, and I'm going to flip over the control card, which says, no pods are restocked. First player draws 1 event card, place 3 crims. Are we down any crims?
Down 1.
Down 1.
The next special crim that enters the zone receives the following adjustments. +2 wound maximum, +1 damage for all its attacks, and +1 fight and shoot.
Oh. So the next special crim is going to be a super crim. So let's determine what tube they come out of. Come on, tube 1. 4. So right next to me. So I get to enjoy the super crim if it's a special.
It's not a special.
But it's not a special. It's a sneaky thief. I'll take that. So 1 sneaky thief comes out in tube 4. Okay, so what's the Steel Menace going to do?
So I'm going to see if I can eliminate that crazy outlaw once and for all. So he has a defense of 3.
Yeah, crazy outlaw, defense of 3.
Oh, good. I got a 10.
You got a momentum.
2, 3.
Okay, so that's 3 successes, 4 successes, 1 rolls over.
Yep.
Okay, so you get some rollover damage, so you're going to roll 4.
I get another momentum.
Well, you did more than enough.
Yeah. So I got some extra pizzazz too. So 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'll take my 2 momentum.
And then, did you roll your pizzazz?
No, my pizzazz is 3, so I get 4 extra.
And 1.
1. My pizzazz really sucks. I have no flash.
You got to learn to be more flamboyant.
I guess.
So how many points is he worth?
He was worth 10, so with 1, he's worth 11.
He's worth 11 points. 1 crazy outlaw bites the dust. I'm sort of sad he didn't dynamite you, though.
I'm kind of glad he didn't. Okay, and then for my second...
Oh yeah, you get 1 more move.
I'm going to
1 more action.
I'm going to move 3, so I have 7.
So now I'm going to play my card.
Okay.
So I have a keeper card which says that when you make your athletics check, but before you actually move, I can move you. So you have 2, 3 on top of your 4, so you move 7. So we're just going to move you back into your bunker. Okay, I'm in close combat with the cheap thug who doesn't have any damage. So defense of 2. And I'm using my sword, so that's attack of 4. So I have fight of 4. I need to get 2 successes. And I didn't get them. So I'll try again for my second action. And did not get them either.
It's a wily cheap thug.
Yeah, that's right. So I'm embarrassing myself. I'm going to be on the blooper reel. Okay, that's my 2 actions.
It's a swing and a miss.
Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss.
Okay, we'll do the cheap thug again. They're going to attack you. Yeah, because they're in close combat, so that's all they can do.
Right.
They can't run away.
All right, cheap thug has a fight of 2. My defense is 3. And
You got it.
I got it. And also got
A momentum.
a momentum.
Okay, next up is the other sneaky thief. And they have cowardly demeanor. So they are going to seek cover on a 1 to 5, hide on a 6 to 10.
Going to seek some cover.
And
Well-
their movement is 6.
Where would you go? I'd probably go back here, huh?
Yeah, that way I'll get him into cover.
So he's now in cover.
Okay. So the closest one was the wall, so he jumped behind the wall.
Yeah, you're supposed to move kind of away from the hunter. And we measured it out, and that seemed to be
The closest place in
best
hiding.
option available at the moment. Okay, who else?
Then we have the pistol-packing hooligan, which has typical demeanor, which means number 1, so shoot.
Yeah, so she is supposed to shoot, but there's no one in range. So her other option is to seek cover. And
Meow. And she's not even the sneaky one,
So
but
she'll
she's very
dive.
good at hiding.
she'll dive deeper into cover. She might just get out of this mess.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, is that the end of the turn?
That is the end of the turn. You have initiative now. Pod 2 is restocked. First player draws 1 event card.
Unauthorized Convict. First player draws cards from the Crim deck until a special Crim is drawn. Place that Crim's model adjacent to a random tube. So that's going to be the Super Crim.
Yep.
Crim automatically has the aggressive demeanor and isn't worth points for being eliminated.
Oh, God.
Furthermore, it doesn't count toward maximum number of Crims in the zone.
Oh, jeez.
So this is just somebody. So this is a ninja assassin who popped in and apparently doesn't like the way the current regime is running things. So what is it? It's going to be aggressive, has superpowers, and is going to come up in a random tube. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on, 1. 6. Got to roll again. 2. Right there.
Okay, so find a ninja assassin.
Hey, here's our super ninja assassin. You can have her card. She's got all kinds of special abilities.
And then we get to put 1 more out. So roll for the tube, they're going to come up.
So we get 1 more because it doesn't count toward the max.
So that
4.
one comes up right next to you, and that's an X-Commando.
Yeah, X-Commando.
On the positive note, he didn't come up as a super one right next to you.
Right. I didn't end up getting a Super Commando right next to me, but still, I got 3 criminals around me. So I'm going to have to do something here pretty soon. So again, close combat against the Sheep Thug, who's been pretty wily up to this point. Defense of 2, so I was successful. So damage dice of 3. And again, nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Okay.
So once more. And so 2 successes. And we're bound to do some damage at some point. And 1. Did 1.
So down to 3?
Down to 3. Okay.
I'm glad you decided to move me the other time and not this time. Because I have a feeling you would have moved me toward the super criminal.
Okay, what are you going to do?
I am going to move.
Okay.
So I get 6.
Sneak around the back.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to move again. 2, so another 6.
Now the criminals. Let's see, Cheap Thug. So let's see. A fight of 2, aggressive demeanor, seek cover or flee, but she's already in combat, so. Fight of 2, defense of 3, and I got 2 successes, so I successfully defended, so that's good.
Okay.
So that's 1. Who's next?
Which one do you want next?
The thief.
The sneaky thief?
Cowardly demeanor, seek cover or hide. So hide means they got to find some hideable terrain. This building here is hideable, and the vehicles are hideable, and this junk pile way over here is hideable. Seek cover. So already in cover, so I'm just going to park there. All right, who's next?
Who do you want? Do you want the X-Commando or the super villain?
Give me the X-Commando. Typical demeanor, shoot. So the X-Commando can shoot into a crowd. He doesn't care. So his shoot roll is 3. My defense is 3. I got 2, so 1 got through. Damage is 3 with a heavy pistol. So I need 3 successes to avoid getting wounded. And I got 2, so 1 wound. So I'm down from 7 to 6. Now the pistol-packing hooligan, who has typical demeanor, is going to shoot. No one's in range, so she's just going to stay put.
And our super incredible, nasty, aggressive.
Then the ninja assassin.
Is aggressive.
3, seek cover, 1 to 4, or charge. Charge. So that would probably be me.
Movement is 8.
Okay, so the ninja assassin, the superpowered ninja assassin, is going to move 8, which would be right about there, plus another 4, right about there, charge, and then she'll charge again next turn.
Mm-hmm.
So criminals everywhere, and you don't get any points for killing her, so there's that.
Yeah, there's that. Okay, so that's the end of the turn.
Okay, you're the first player. Second to last turn.
No, pods are restocked. First player draws 1 event card. The first player selects a piece of cover terrain. Models in behind this terrain add 2 to their defense rating against ranged attacks instead of 1.
So you're spending a card to supercharge this defensive wall for the sneaky thief. That was nice of you. Okay, and what's your hunter going to do? Oh, do we have to add any criminals? We got
No, we've got
4.
5. We've got 5.
She doesn't count.
Right, so
Okay.
we've got 5. So
All right.
we're good. And they're all mostly by you, except for this one that has just been
Right,
running out the clock.
hanging out.
So I'm going to move. One, 2, so I can move 6. Stay out of the goo.
Yeah, stay out of the toxic goo.
And I'm going to move again.
Athletics roll
3.
3, so you can move 7.
7. 5 to there. And 2 to there.
Oh, gonna visit the pod, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right, probably a good idea.
Attempt.
I would, but I'm swarmed with people. Okay, so for Deacon Wrath, so all this swordplay with the cheap thug is not really working out for him, so he's going to try to disengage. He has to make an athletics check of 4 versus a standard value of 2 for a regular criminal or 3 for a special criminal. So he needs 2 successes to disengage without getting whomped. And I didn't get them. Okay, the athletic check failed, so the hunter suffers a number of wounds equal to the criminal's melee damage minus 1 level for armor. So the cheap thug does damage 2 minus 1 because the deacon has armor, so 1 point, bringing him down to 5. You get to either escape free and clear, or they get to clock you on the way back. So he is going to move back about here, I think. So he's going to move back about here, and he's going to unleash the Redeemer, which is the flamethrower, and he is going to shoot at the commando. Oh, yeah, I think the spider will catch both of them. So the Redeemer automatically hits. It's got 3 damage, so I just got to roll 3 and get some successes. So an automatic hit, damage of 3, and 2 successes. So the commando takes 2 out of his wounds of 5.
Does he have any armor? No.
So he's down to 3. She takes some splash damage, so she's down to 2.
And the ninja has 4, so she's down to 3.
Except she's got a bonus from her damage from the superpower card.
Oh, plus 2 wound.
So
So
she has
says
6
so
wounds.
she's down to 5.
Down to 5 wounds. All right, so that is Deacon Wrath's turn, and at least he got 1 good shot in. Okay. Okay, so the Steel Menace is on this side of the board and is actually going for the pod to get some points. Athletics roll.
1, so I can move 5. That
Should
should
be
put me
enough.
to the pod.
Open the pod.
And
Open the
open
pod
the
bay
pod.
door, Hal.
And I get how many points for a pod?
1 to 10.
Oh, I roll a d10.
Yeah.
4.
Okay, 4 points for opening the pod.
And then in the pod,
Once in the pod, you can choose an adrenaline shot, which gives you momentum, a performance shot, which gives you +1 to an attribute, a reload, or a med spray.
I will do +1 to a skill. I'm going to do +1 to my shoot.
Okay, so you have legendary shooting powers now.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's time for the criminals.
Yeah, which one do you want to do first?
So this pistol-packing hooligan, who's way on the side here, typical demeanor, and is going to shoot. No one to shoot at, so she hides. Or she doesn't hide, so she seeks cover. So she's in cover, so she's got a good spot there. Over here for the big fight, we'll do the cheap thug with 2 points. Aggressive demeanor, seek cover or flee. 10. Flee. 8 to 10. So she's going to move away from the hunter. Max movement. So that is that one. Let's do the X-Commando. Typical demeanor. Shoot. Shoot is 3. So I need 3 successes not to get shot. And I got 2. So heavy pistol damage is 3. So I have 1 level of armor, so I get to upgrade one of my defense die. And 2, so I take 1 hit. So I'm down to 4.
And then we've got the Sneaky Thief.
Sneaky Thief, who has cowardly demeanor, is going to seek cover or hide. Hide. Move the crim directly toward the nearest piece of hideable terrain. All right. So the Sneaky Thief is going to hide, but is going to move toward the truck, which just seems counterproductive, but he's not going to quite make it. So he's running over there. He thinks he's going to dive under the pickup truck. He's gone crazy with fear. All right, Super Ninja Assassin.
Aggressive.
So she is aggressive because of her superpower card. Aggressive demeanor is 3. Seek cover or charge. But she's already charging.
So she has to charge.
So she's going to keep charging. And her movement is 8.
Not quite.
Not quite, but she keeps going. And so she gets there. So that is the crims.
That is the crims.
The creme de la crims. And the control card says, all pods are restocked. First player draws 3 event cards. I got 3 keepers. I thought 1 might help me take care of the super predator, but no. I could remove a remains in play card, but that doesn't count for what she has. So she's going to be in play. And how many crims do we have? 1, 2,
5.
3, 4, 5. So we have 1 over the normal max because of our super predator who snuck in to make a point. All right, so I'm going to try to do some sword play with the super predator. So her defense is 3. My attack with my sword is 4. 3 successes, so that's enough to hit. And then damage is 3. So 1 success. So that brings her down to 4.
And then do it again.
I guess I'll do that again.
Her defense is 3.
Her defense is 3. That wasn't enough. 2 successes was not enough. So that's that. That's my turn. That is Deacon Wrath fighting for his life. And now it's time for the adventures of Steel Menace. That pod is restocked, actually.
Yeah, I did restock it. Oh, I could just pick it up. I could open the pod.
You could open the pod again if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'll open the pod.
Okay.
And then move.
All right.
And I'm going to take 1 to my athletics.
Okay, roll your athletics check for...
And I just added 1 from the pod, so I get 5 instead of 4. 6.
How many points did you get from opening the pod?
Oh, I didn't roll for the pod, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, you should roll for your pod points. So 6 movement.
6 movement. 7.
And 7 points for the pod. So 6 movement. Okay.
So I've been kind of out of play for most of the game. I guess I could have moved toward the Ninja Assassin, but that just seemed...
Yeah. Okay, so then we get to the final crim phase. Somehow when we played this game, all the criminals seem to pile on me. I don't know why that is. Maybe just bad karma. But anyway, okay, so we'll start with the...
It's because you're more flashy.
I guess the red robes. Start with the Ninja Assassin. 4 fight. I have 3 defense. And I got 1. So she's got 3 more than she needed. So I got to get as many successes as I can, or I'm going to get 4 wounds. And 1 success. So 3 wounds from the Ninja Assassin. So that brings him down to 1. He's almost incapacitated.
Who do you want to do next?
We can do the Sneaky Thief, I guess. He's going to seek cover or hide. Seek cover. So I guess that would be...
Still the truck?
Yeah, kind of like that. And...
Who do you want next?
Commando. Commando has typical demeanor, so he is going to seek cover. Well, that's cool. I guess he would seek cover over here.
Yep.
Seek cover by the reinforced wall. The cheap thug aggressive demeanor. 3, seek cover or flee.
Sorry.
Flee. So her movement is 6. She must know the end is coming. And then finally, the pistol-packing hoodlum, who, let's see, has a typical demeanor, and so is going to seek cover or flee. Seek cover. She's in cover, so she's just going to ride it out until the bell sounds.
She found a good hiding spot.
She found a very good hiding spot, and that's the game. So yeah, the buzzer goes off. That's the end of regulation play, and the Ninja Assassin is not really supposed to be part of this tournament, so she's not bound by the regular rules. She might try to finish the Deacon off in overtime. So she snuck in. She did some damage. She almost incapacitated the Deacon. The Commando's here. He's hiding. The Thief is hiding. The Cheap Thug is heading to the hills, which is probably wise. And then the Steel Menace is over here by the pod and was just kind of hanging out collecting pod points. So what is your grand total?
27.
27. I guess I only killed 2, so my grand total is 15. I guess had I been more successful with my swordplay while fighting the Cheap Thug, I might have had more points. So anyway, crushing victory for the Steel Menace. How many people did you kill? You killed an outlaw.
2. I killed 2, but it was the pods that did it because that was 11 points in pods.
Yeah, 11 points in pods. You still would have won without those 11 points. Yeah, you still would have squeaked out.
Oh, because I killed the big guy, the crazy outlaw.
Because
he was worth 10.
Yeah, you killed the crazy outlaw. So Deacon Wrath killed a Cheap Thug and a Petty Crook, and you killed a crazy outlaw and a Petty Crook. And the ones who got pardons are the X-Commando, the Cheap Thug,
Pistol-packing
Hooligan, Sneaky Thief, and we don't know what the purpose is.
What's going to happen with the Ninja Assassin?
Superpowered ninja. I suspect she's going to
try to sneak out,
kill the Deacon, and kill as many guards as possible before escaping back into society. So, all right, folks. Well, that is our test drive of Urban Manhunt from Spectrum Games. And if you're interested in this game, click on the link in the video description below. But in the meantime, as always, thank you very much for watching. If you like the things we do here, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please give this video a big thumbs up. And please visit us online at our website, skirmishwargames.com.